The temperature is 21 degrees Celsius in Dagenham, England. Today's date, 22nd of June, 2018. It's nice and sunny. Rumor has it that it will be a scorcher this weekend. So for all of you suckers out there that aren't naturally sun-kissed, be very careful. Spontaneous combustion is a reality. It's not just gonna happen to Vlad the Drac, it will happen to you too. So you might want to stay indoors or keep your t-shirts on. As usual, at this time and this attitude, longitude and latitude, I'm in the mood to read some news. Let's go. Raheem World. This news via Facebook, brought to us by AKW Beats, who originally posted it in the private group Disruptive Mail. Now, the story is written by Nicole Dara, published by New York Post. Nicole Dara of Fox News, so credit to her. Thank you for writing the story. College student who lied about campus rape sentenced to jail. About time. Too many females are literally taking the piss out of a legitimate movement against predators, sexual predators. And we must remember that there are both male and female predators out there. But these phony fraudsters, time wasters, liars with a capital L for loser, like this one right here, Mary Zolkowski, a Michigan woman who lied about being raped on her college campus, was sentenced to jail time on Monday. Mary Zolkowski, 21, was sentenced to 45 days in jail after pleading guilty to fabricating a story about being sexually assaulted in a parking lot at Delta College in Bay County, MLive.com reported. Look at that face. Pure evil. Judge Joseph Sheeran, who also ordered the woman to receive a mental health assessment, because she crazy, did not give Zolkowski credit for previous time served. That's like over here in the UK. You get credit for previous time served if you're on remand, which means your case is suspended until it's heard. So you basically are under house arrest. You can't go anywhere. You can't leave the country. And if you've been a month on remand waiting for your case, the judge might say, okay, because you've been waiting for a month, we're going to take a month off the time you have to do. She's not getting that liberty. She's not getting that leniency. Rightfully so. Sheeran deferred the woman on an additional 220 days in jail, which she'll only have to serve if she violates probation. According to the news outlet, she will be on probation for 2 years after her jail term. Zolkowski will also have to be tested for drugs and alcohol and get substance abuse counseling. Now, she wouldn't get that if she wasn't a user, drug or alcohol abuser. However, these things are only a sideline, a side note to the actual individual's pathology, which is insanity and lying. In March, Zolkowski reportedly admitted to making up the alleged rape, telling the judge, "I called Delta College and falsely reported the rape on their campus. My mother made the initial call and I took the phone and continued to report." You mean continue to lie. The woman told her mother she had been raped in a back parking lot, but never named any suspects. She said she was assaulted previously, not at Delta's campus, and was ashamed of the circumstances of that. Zolkowski initially gave contradicting accounts of what she claimed happened at the school. And here's the thing about contradicting yourself. If you're clear about the story, from time to time you might add certain things as your memory dictates you remember the moment. However, when there are blaringly obvious contradictions, the police, when they're actually doing their job, they write down notes, they write down everything you say. They also have body cameras, so if they forget, they can go back and press the play button and see if what you're saying matches what you previously said and other accounts. She reportedly told police she was walking to her car when a man grabbed her from behind and raped her without a condom, while holding her face and throat, and said she only saw the man's hands and that he fled in a car before she could see his face. Zolkowski refused a physical exam after the alleged incident, the news outlet reported in August 2017. When investigators met with her a second time, Zolkowski reportedly said the suspect was an acquaintance and she had been raped at an apartment. So she went from a parking lot to an apartment. How do you mess something like that up? How do you forget where you were raped? See, when you have actual victims of rape, they remember the moment vividly, have nightmares about it, and start going into intimate details of what the person aftershave smelt like, what their hands smelt like, the noises they were making, and it's distressing, but they remember. It's quite difficult to mess things up like that. It's like getting punched in the face by a guy with a tattoo on his neck that says, "I hate the world." And then you say, the tattoo said, "I love the world." No, it says, "I hate the world." How'd you mess that up? How'd you choose the wrong guy? Because maybe it never happened. The student at the time apologized for her confusion, adding she didn't want to press charges. Really? Dude, people lie about me, I want to press charges. And you got raped and you don't want to press charges. Okay. In a third interview with police, Zolkowski reportedly changed her story again, telling police she wanted to tell the suspect to stop during sex, but it ended before she was able to do so. Bust a nut real quick and bounced. Okay. Zolkowski, who pleaded guilty to making a false report of a felony, faced up to 4 years in prison and a $2,000 fine. So if she faced up to 4 years in prison, why is she only getting 45 days? Could that be described as complexion for the protection, perhaps? Your comments below. Let's see what else we can find in news today. Let's see. First of all, let's take a look at some of the comments that were posted underneath the story. Shout out to Mr. West. Irvin Pegues. If I pronounced your name incorrectly, please correct me. About time. I agree 100%. Dale Shelton Jr. Sorry, but 45 days in jail doesn't exactly seem right. Of course not, Dale, because when you read the story, she was expected to get 4 years and a $2,000 fine. 45 days. Disgraceful. When considering the damage she did, an example should have been made in this case as a deterrent. We didn't actually read in the story whether or not someone was picked up for that, someone had their life ruined. We just heard about her lies. We didn't actually hear about the repercussions of those lies. That would have been a bit more complete reporting. Next on
Raheem World
News. Suspect arrested in XXXTentacion's murder. Double XL. XXXTentacion murder suspect makes first appearance in court to face charges. Speaking of suspects, let's hear what our honorable brother over at Kid Organic 2 Live has to say about it. Now, this audio I actually want to hear. Let's play that.
X, he didn't deserve this. And you have people online blaming who they think did it. You guys do this all the time, and you're always wrong.
Boom. Always wrong. They ain't no detective. Went back to Facebook. Let's take a look. Here we have an actual suspect by the name of Dedrick Williams. Now, Dedrick Williams appeared in court on Thursday, June 21st, to face charges related to his alleged role in the murder of XXXTentacion. Williams faces 3 charges: 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of grand theft of a motor vehicle, and 1 count of violating a probation agreement. He was arrested and taken into custody on Wednesday evening by the Broward's Sheriff's Office and is currently being held without bail. Williams is a 22-year-old native of Pompano Beach, Florida, with multiple arrests on his record, according to the Sun Sentinel, including charges related to drugs, guns, and assault. He was on probation for Grand Theft Auto in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in 2014. XXXTentacion was fatally shot inside his car in an apparent robbery on June 18th outside Riva Motorsports just north of Miami. Now, I don't know how deep this gematria knowledge that Zachary K. Hubbard spits is, but the first thing I noticed when I looked at the date of XXXTentacion's fatal shooting, his murder, was June, the 6th month. 18th, that's 3 6s. 20 and another 18, that's 3 6s. 666. Outside Riva Motorsports. Let's just humor ourselves and open up the Gematrinator calculator. Let's see if we can get some numbers on this. I've taken the entire sentence that was in the inverted commas and broken it down. Every time there's a comma, that's a break. So I've broken that particular sentence up, and look what I've found. We've been working very feverishly on it. Satanic cipher 6, reverse ordinal cipher 6, reverse full reduction cipher 6, 666, just like the 18 in 2018, just like the date, which was the 18th, 666 of the 6th month, the triple X in the beginning of the brother's name, full reduction, 18, 3 6s, or 3 hexes, 3 crosses. Again, we see in satanic gematria or gematria boils down to 6. 1 at 7 is 8, at 7 is 15, and at 1 at the 5 down to the single denominator of the number 6. The rest of that statement reads, it's a horrific crime and we're going to solve it. And we're going to bring those who did it to justice. Reverse full reduction, 6. Reverse ordinal, 6. And that seems to be it. Until you add the Jewish ciphers. Jewish reduction, 6. Jewish ordinal, 6. Jewish 6. And his name, Say Dwayne Onfroy, equals the exact same number in each of the Jewish ciphers as the previous sentence I just read. 6, 6, 6. Let's see what they equal by themselves. Just say 6, 6 in English ordinal and full reduction. Okay. So let's see what Dwayne equals by itself. Remember, I'm doing this off the cuff. Just say Dwayne. English ordinal 6, full reduction 6, Chaldean 6. Dwayne. Nothing there except the inverse of the 9. Onfroy. Is that correct? Onfroy? Onfroy by itself would equal satanic 6, reverse ordinal 6, reverse reduction, reverse full reduction 6, and Jewish reduction, Jewish ordinal and Jewish would be 5, 5, and 5, which would be 15, and 1 and 5 is, you've guessed it, 6. Didn't he say that someone was trying to kill him, like he felt he was going to die? XXXTentacion was fatally shot inside his car in an apparent robbery on June 18th outside Riva Motorsports just north of Miami. 2 armed suspects approached the rapper's vehicle and at least one of the men opened fire, according to the police. TMZ reports that authorities have issued 2 arrest warrants for additional suspects wanted in connection to the shooting. Wow. Homeboy gave them up already. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel told the Deerfield Beach City Commission on Tuesday that he is determined to bring X's killer to justice. We've been working very feverishly on it. Our homicide detectives are working around the clock. It's a horrific crime and we're going to solve it, and we're going to bring those who did it to justice, Israel said. Now, according to Gematria Work, everything that is in brackets is a code. And when you put this code in a calculator, it actually forms a set of words. Now, I don't know what those who are experts in this can make of this. What numbers mean what exactly? When we match, the calculator does a little work and matches it up with other words, which we'll look at in a little while. In his honor, memorials for XXXTentacion were held and attended by hundreds of fans in Los Angeles and South Florida on Tuesday. So we have a suspect. Perhaps we will actually get some justice for this brother and start getting some justice for a lot more brothers when they're murdered by more than just their own, when they're murdered by other races and cops. And in general, I would hope that this violence calms down and ceases. Do I believe it can happen? Realistically, yes. But I do remember Isaac Hayes, the soul legend, rest in peace, brother, who sang the title tracks for Shaft, said that he believes it will get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. I think another brother said the same thing, who was also a soul singer. Our big, lovable, heavyweight soul brother Barry White said the similar thing in his deep, sexy, silky voice. As much of the rap community continues to come to terms with the untimely death of XXX XXXTentacion. Close friend and collaborator Young Bands is paying tribute to the late rapper with his newest effort, So Long My Friend. The track, which features production from Othello and Danny Wolf, barely stretches over 2 minutes as the Atlanta rapper spits about his state of mind after learning of X's murder. Killed my brother, hair was blue like he from Four Seasons. When I woke up, got the news, I swear I couldn't believe it. Pushing up with raw revenge, we don't do no grievance. He raps melodically over his trap-like synths. Rest in peace, brother. And I hope justice is served to whoever killed you. Thank you for listening. Leave your comments below.
SSC. Share, subscribe, comment.